and I've said it over and over again, as we get older, we are supposed to be getting wiser. But you see, in the time that we're living in, that people today, they are getting older, but they're not getting any wiser. And it's an unfortunate thing to see. But you got to understand that this is the time that we're living in. And this is why it's so important for those who have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, because the scriptures clearly talk about those who are hearers only and not doers are deceiving their own selves. And this is what we have. We have a lot of hearers, but they're not doers. And the clearest, easiest way to find out if somebody is a doer is to look at the mannerism of their lifestyle, because that'll tell you everything that you need to know. And this is why it's so important, and it's such a blessing to have the spirit of discernment. First and foremost, you need to be able to discern yourself. Discern your own heart. Because if you can do that, then you can understand that in terms of interactions with others. I'll give you a perfect example. You can like a girl, right? And your heart is telling you, or your flesh is telling you, man, I really like her. So you begin to do all types of things for her. And you know by her actions that she don't like you in return. She does not like you at all, but you like her. Now, if you can't discern your own heart to understand that you're being manipulated, or that love is not going to be returned, you're going to be in a situation as to where you're going to be experiencing a whole lot of heartache, because you don't know how to discern your own heart. And so this is why the spirit of discernment is so important, because the strong delusion that comes over people today, it's amazing. It's one thing to read it. It's another thing to see it right before your very eyes and see people wholeheartedly. You ever seen somebody that wholeheartedly believed in a lie? I mean, they just totally believed it. And you got these folks out there that says, man, I fasted and I prayed and God told me to do it, when it is directly against what the scriptures is talking about. You can prove what they're saying is false with chapter and verse, but they feel as though they're under some type of spiritual influence where God is telling them to go a different way. That is the essence and breadth and width of a strong delusion. Because Yah's not the author of confusion. He's not going to contradict himself by submitting a thought to someone's mind that contradicts the words that he said. This is how you know people are under demonic influence. You know what I do when somebody starts talking like that? Yeah, okay, all right. Well, let's get this stuff done. Well, let's get this. Because you can't reach a person that's under a strong delusion. You cannot reach a person. And it's sad to see. But this bizarre behavior is deeply embedded in the subconscious of mankind, and even Yah can't remove it. You know why? Because he gave it. He gave the strong. He's turned them over to a strong delusion. And this is why they're saying, God told me to do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, because they received not the love of the truth. So you got to understand what's going on in the spirit realm when you see people under the strong delusion. And you have to have the spirit of discernment to not deceive yourself into going along with a lie that you clearly see is a lie. Whether it's friends, whether it's family, whether it's loved ones, whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. I'm telling you, man, it's a fascinating thing to see. But you will waste your time and your energy and your effort, your resources, attempting to convince somebody that something is so when God told them that it is. So word to the wise, you need to make sure that you're guarding your heart from these things, because people, people are getting worse and worse and worse, all the while thinking that it's not so. I mean, have you seen this spirit? Have you seen this spirit? People are just getting worse and worse and worse. More of a reprobate mind people are being turned over to. But who did this? Who turned them over to this reprobate mind? Because they received not the love of the truth. So you need to understand this, ladies and gentlemen. You need to understand how you're supposed to be dealing and engaging with people today. Because people will have you believing on this lie just because it just came out of their mouths. You see? And I'm telling you, man, it's a serious thing, especially in this day and age. But it's all about getting things done. It's all about being progressive, making sure that you're not under this strong delusion. Because this is how Satan gets you. And when you don't want to hear the truth, hey, there it goes. Now you got to remember the strong delusion. People don't know, or people don't realize who sent it. Yah, the creator of himself. Why? Because they received not the love of the truth.